Hey, it's Stephanie Ferrara, your Empowered Creativity Coach. As a Christ-centered business branding coach, I help women in the early stages of their business to develop strong foundations for a thriving, God-driven business. Is that you? I hope it is, because today's show is just for you. Hey, it's Stephanie Ferrara, your Empowered Creativity Coach. I'm so glad you're here today. We're talking pricing again today, and what I want to talk to you about are a few do's and don'ts when it comes to pricing your product or service. Just to clarify, the people that I work with in my coaching practice, they are coaches or they are course creators. So when I am talking about pricing, I really am talking about service-based businesses that have a course or a coaching service, but it can be done for you services as well, where you're putting together a package of services and you're going to deliver that package for your client. So this applies to that as well. What this does not apply to are product-based businesses where it's more like retail product, physical product-based businesses. This does not specifically apply to you. So I just want to make sure that you understand that from the get-go. I just finished up a workshop with some of the people in my Facebook group, and we went through the whole pricing exercise of going through and developing, like, what is it that you do for your client? What are the results that they get? What's the cost of not doing business with you? If they choose not to work with you, what are they getting stuck in, basically? What are they going to have to live with? We then went through an exercise where you actually priced your product, priced your services, and you came up with the pricing. You came up with the with a payment plan, any kind of fast action discount that you might provide. It's basically, it's like an incentive to make a quick decision. You decided on that. And then now I want to talk to you about some do's and don'ts of pricing. And so I'm going to go ahead. I will be looking at my notes because I don't want to leave any out. And so I want to make sure that I cover them all. So I will be glancing at my notes throughout this. And this is just super helpful for you once you have developed your pricing, to help you really feel empowered about that pricing and to be able to speak about your pricing with ease and overcome some different stumbling blocks you may have in your mind around your pricing. So I'm going to go through these fairly quickly because they don't take a whole lot of thought, but I will provide a worksheet, or really basically a list of these do's and don'ts for you. And I'll make sure that you have a link to that. It's where you can access that as well. So let's just go ahead and get started and let me run down this list. So the first one is a don't. So don't use words like price, cost, buy, or discount. Okay, you just heard me use that word discount, and I immediately corrected. It really is just an incentive, right? When you're going to give some type of discount, it is a discount in your head when you're taking an amount off. But when you're talking to your customers, when you're talking to your potential clients, you just want to say, I've got an incentive for making that decision right now here on the phone. And that is $50 off, or $500 off, or $1,000 off, depending on the price of your package that you get when you make that decision right now. So, but when you talk about price, cost, buy, or discount, those are really words that for most people have a negative connotation in that they're losing something, money, when they pay for that. What you do want to do is always use invest or investment. And so when you are selling your service, your product, your course, those people that are paying you to do that with you, to do that work with you, they're investing in themselves. They're investing in their business. It's not just a sunk cost where it's just like a necessary, it may be necessary, but it's not like buying toner, right, for your printer. It's not the same. And so it really is an investment in their business, and there should be return on that, right? Because of that work, there should be a return there in their business. So that's why it's an investment. Moving on, don't discuss the investment until you're sure they're a fit. This is really key on enrollment calls, sales calls, discovery calls, whatever it is that you term that for you within your business. That sales call that you are having, or that enrollment call, you want to make sure that they're a really good fit and invite them into your program or invite them into a particular package based on their needs. And then you discuss the investment involved. So don't discuss that until you've actually talked through everything. You understand, they understand what it is that they need. They understand why they need it. They've gotten to that mental place where they're all in and ready to go, right? And it just comes down to, okay, I'm ready, but what's the price, right? So don't discuss that until you really know they're a fit and you've decided, yes, you want to work with them too. Do get clear about the type of person you want in your program. So as I was just talking about, like, you're inviting them in. This is somebody that you're going to work with, you're going to spend time with. So you want to invite somebody in who fits, who jives with you, I've been using that word jive a lot in this workshop. It just seems to fit, right? So anyway, you want to work with that person and really know and be clear on who it is, the type of person, the type of industry even. Really be clear on your niche and who you want to work with in your program. Definitely listen to your intuition about who is or who is not a fit. So if you're on that call and you're like, everything seems right, but something seems off, there might be something off. Pay attention to that and give that your intuition some weight there on whether or not you actually invite them into the program that you have. All right. Don't allow a client to renegotiate their deposit. How you handle payment sets a tone for your credibility throughout the program. If you in that enrollment call are already letting the client negotiate with you, you're already letting them manipulate and change things. Now, it's one thing if you can see and it's something that you offer. Like, I hear the struggle, I hear what you've got. I'm willing to do this, but if it's coming from them, would you take this much instead? Those types of words, right? That's going to be a clue of what type of client they are going to be as well. And they may try to negotiate a lot of things with you that you're not willing to give. And then it becomes a very contentious relationship. So don't allow a client to renegotiate their deposit. Do always make the deposit non-refundable. So this is their commitment to their transformation. This isn't about you. This is about them physically and mentally making a commitment. So they've mentally said yes, and now they're going to physically say yes and invest in that commitment by making that deposit with you. Don't undercharge, as it devalues your credibility and reputation. People respect what they pay more for. And do remember that your clients aren't investing in you. They are investing in themselves through you. You're the vehicle, but they're really investing in themselves, in their business, in their potential, in their mindset, in their happiness, in their joy, whatever that is, and whatever type of coaching that you do. So the next one, don't base your pricing on time. Clients are investing in results. And so they're investing in results, attention, and accountability to move forward, not your hours. And so do have your clients sign a very simple agreement that outlines what they get, though. So so they're not paying per hour. This is a package deal, and this is what you get in this package. You explain that completely. They understand before they ever pay you. They understand the package that they have bought. And then you want to follow that up with an agreement. It doesn't have to be super complicated, but something that really outlines what you are delivering and that they're agreeing to that. You want to get signature. You can do that, through multiple ways. It can be a handwritten signature where they're faxing that or scanning it and emailing it. Even just taking a picture with their phone and sending it to you, that kind of thing, where once they've printed it out and signed it. Or you can do something a little more fancier with some online digital signature stuff. So don't decide what someone can or cannot afford. You have no idea what they actually can do. You have no idea how powerfully someone can step up when it's something that they really, really want. So, don't make that assumption. Do adopt the mindset of holding your clients as powerful no matter what, even if they want to drop out of the program or delay their payments. You'll be surprised how often the mindset, this mindset where you're really holding your client power as powerful, like, they've got that power to do what they want. They really want it. And so you'll be surprised at how powerful like that is when you help your client and coach them to make a new and empowered decision in their transformation. Don't always post your fees on your website. Do consider offering payment plans as one of your payment options. When it comes to posting your fees on your website, this really does depend on the size of the package. So there are a few programs that I have, a few online courses that you can purchase on my website. They've got the price. You can just sign up. Even some of those packages where, there's private coaching with me, you can just sign up. But the higher ticket items, and this is kind of the rule of thumb that I go with, is if it's under $2,000, then you can probably do just like a buy now button, right? Even if there's private coaching involved there, then you can do that. So if you're offering like a DIY course, this is how I've set a lot of mine up. I've got the DIY course, and then I have the VIP course that has private coaching with me included in that. And so for some of those courses, that's something where they can buy directly on the website. For $2,000 or more, that should require an enrollment conversation. So that's something that you're going to want to have them schedule a call, and then have that call with them and really help them to see where they are, what they're doing. That's a whole nother training on the sales call itself. But make sure that you are, that you're helping them to invest in themselves. Basically, you're helping them buy into the transformation that they really want, and the why of what they're doing it for, all of that. But again, that's sales call training. That is totally different. So that's not what we're talking about right here specifically. All right. Moving on. Do remember that a payment plan is a courtesy you're offering your client. So they are investing in a program, not paying month by month. And so you want to make sure that they understand that payment plan, sometimes it doesn't match up to the length of the program, depending on how you want to do it. I highly recommend you don't extend those payments past the length of the program. So they need to be, by the time they end their contract with you and their payment, their time of coaching with you is done, then that payment plan should be done as well. Not to say you can't ever do that, but highly recommend that it either equals that time or it can come in even earlier. Do accept all 4 major credit cards. Most of the methods of receiving payment that are available to you allow you to do that. So that's usually not an issue. Do consider not accepting credit cards with higher package investments. So when you're getting into the multiple thousands of dollars, you might want to actually look at receiving a physical check. There's something different in that. There's a different feeling. It's just like when we pay cash for something versus a debit card. You also don't run into some issues that there's a little bit of difference there. It's depending on who you run your payments through. There are some payment processing companies that don't question when something is challenged, when a payment is challenged. And so you may get into your program and maybe doing a lot of coaching. They kind of get what they want from you, and then they dispute the charge. And you're out the time and you're out the money, because some of those companies do just automatically, like, we're done with it and we're going to refund every bit of the money. So that is something that you can look at and explore definitely when you get into even higher ticket, higher than the $2,000. Like, then do always put a time limit on when the package must be completed. So this goes back to what I was saying of, like, make sure that when somebody purchases a package from you, there are certain milestones. you're very clear on what's included. You're very clear on the steps it's going to take to get there, the length of the program. If it's a coaching program, is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? In your contract, you want to make sure that you include that end date, that this contract is, that this coaching program goes from this date to this date. If it is services that you are providing, then you want to be clear in your contract that these are the exact services that are included. If it's something that may include, like there may be revisions, you might want to actually specify how many revisions are allowed, or that revisions are allowed up until a certain time, and then we have to finalize the work. So if you're doing web development or marketing type of copywriting, things like that, it might be that you need to be very, very specific there on what that looks like, what that contract looks like, what that time frame looks like. Do you always, just finished that one. Okay, so final do is expect your clients to get into action quickly once they invest in your program. So it's often a kick in the pants once they've made that payment, right? And they need to know, like they need what they need. You've gotten them excited and they've paid. Now deliver something. So even if you are doing enrollments, like say you're doing enrollments through the month of June and the program starts July 1st, okay? Or you're about to do something that you're taking advantage of, like the new year, you're a health coach taking advantage of the new year, you're enrolling through December and you're going to start January 2, right? January 2nd. Give them that first, January 1st. Anyway, things like that, you want to still make sure that you have something for them to do during that gap between when they enrolled and the startup. So you want to have some type of materials. It could be journaling exercises. It could be a few short videos that are quick start. Here's how to prepare for the program, so that they have some kind of tasks to do that they can start immediately. And they won't be like, they won't lose their momentum in their mind. They won't lose their enthusiasm. They have something to jump into. So if there is a 2-week gap, a 3-week gap, like they're less likely to fall into any kind of buyer's remorse if you've got something for them to do immediately. So those are my tips for you today, the do's and don'ts of pricing. I hope this was really helpful for you, and I will see you again next time. I really do hope that you found these do's and don'ts of pricing helpful. This is a portion of what I teach within my LEAD coaching program. LEAD is a 6-month group coaching program LEAD is a 6-month group coaching program for women who are in the early stages of their coaching practice. And you're really wanting to dig in and have more impact and be able to impact more people by creating group programs or online courses. If that is you, if you are ready to dig in, you're ready to take your one-on-one work or your small group work and make it bigger, expand your possibilities, expand your tent, then I invite you to join LEAD. Let's look at the camera. If that is you, if you are ready to build your first course or online group program, then I invite you to apply for LEAD. You can do that at empoweredcreativitycoach.com/lead. Let's have a quick conversation. Let's set your goals and find out what you really want to do with your business and how it can expand and how your reach can expand. Your message can reach more people when you do group programs and online courses. I invite you to apply. Again, that's empoweredcreativitycoach.com/lead.